Shabbat Shalom. Hello, everyone. We don't need this. Not right now. All right. 1 second. Okay. Now is a terrific opportunity just to look around, say to God, say to the person next to you, say Shabbat Shalom. I used to, back when my wife and I started dating, I used to text her Shabbat Shalom, and she said, "You're the first person to do that." And I was like, "Well, I am the first rabbi you've ever dated, so that would make sense." And then recently she's like, "You don't text me that anymore." I was like, You're right. And I should, and we do, because I see her now, so on Friday mornings her joke is she like wakes up and she goes Shabbat Shalom. Another funny story is we were in France and it was Thursday night and I was just, I was feeling like away from home and I saw this guy in a yarmulke and I said Shabbat Shalom, and Wendy was like, "It's Thursday," and I was like, "Oh." I just got excited to like see another Jewish person in France, I was like, "Oh," and so she never lets me forget that. And I was like, "Well, what's the earliest you can say Shabbat Shalom?" And I was like, "I don't know." And maybe in Jerusalem, Thursday evening probably is I don't know, maybe as early as Wednesday.
I got one that beats that.
Yeah, what
My wife writes plays. She's had plays all over South Florida too.
Yeah.
And there's a director up in Boca, and we went to his theater, and he knows I'm a Cantor. Anytime he sees me, Shabbat Shalom. It's Tuesday, it's Monday. He yells Shabbat Shalom.
Well, it's always coming. It's always on the rise.
I think that's all he knows, but it's okay.
It's because it's always on it's always on its way in.
You got it.
Even Shavua Tov only lasts for like maybe a few hours, maybe a day. Shavua Tov is a Monday, Tuesday. As soon as you get to Wednesday, Shabbat's on its way.
All right.
It's coming in.
We go for that.
All right. Shabbat Shalom. Let's get started with some music. Let's bring life. Let's bring animation. Let's bring...
All right. A nice nigun. This is called the Lubavitcher nigun. Here's where you all join in.
Would the Schwartz family, would you guys come up and help me with the candles? The three of you? Same place, same time, same place.
You did? Whoa. Well, I'm glad you're out, Rudy. I didn't know that. Yeah. How you doing? How are you? Shabbat Shalom.
Hi.
There he is.
Ruby, I don't know how to do it.
You ready? As a family?
Yes.
1,
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahalik ner shel Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Thank you. You guys can have a seat.
All right, Rudy. Okay.
I have a quick. So I was privileged the other day to use all of my manpower to lift the heaviest menorah I have ever lifted in my entire life. Normally the menorot that I lift are this size, but this one actually you can see for yourself. Is quite beautiful and quite large, and we are so happy. Thank you to the Walensky family for bringing this cherished item into our congregation. We are blessed. It goes and it fits right in. I passed by it the other day, and it's like it had been there the whole time. Which is such a beautiful, nice thing that we are able to adorn our synagogue, not only with just gifts, with just things, but this is a family heirloom in a way, that this is not just brought in for the sake of adornment of our synagogue, but just as we are people and we have a place in this synagogue, we are able to, just like our Torahs have dresses, and each of them are inscribed with names, and you'll see names on all of the glass that you see around you. We are blessed to have such a cherished gift that we will certainly use and hopefully light one evening. And we will bring it into our prayer space. But after services, I just highly suggest you go and take a look, and we just want to say thank you. It is in the rotunda. It is next to the wooden sculpture that faces whatever direction that is, and the towards the office's direction. I don't know my cardinal. I'm not really sure where I am. That's east. I always remember because our synagogue, our Torah we don't face east.
Right.
Oh, yes.
That's the ocean.
And that's the ocean. Okay.
All right. We're going to go to page 128. Tonight we're going to start with the second song down on the page. A beautiful song, Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. How lovely today is. Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Page 129, next page. We'll go two songs from the bottom, one of my very favorites, a melody that comes from Baghdad, okay? This is sung by the Jews of Baghdad. Yeshmerah Shabbat. When I keep Shabbat, God watches over me. It is a sign forever between God and me. Yeshmerah Shabbat. El Yishmereini
Ki Yishmer HaShabbat
El Yishmereini Oti Le'ol Me'ad
Beino Ve'nim
Oti Le'ol Me'ad Beino Ve'nim Ki Yishmer HaShabbat El Yishmereini
Ki
Yishmer HaShabbat El Yishmereini Oti Le'ol Me'ad
Beino
Ve'nim Oti Le'ol Me'ad Beino Ve'nim. Page 131, Psalm 96. Rabbi, you're on.
Wait, don't go anywhere. Why do you always leave me? Sing with me.
No, this is a solo.
No, this is not a solo.
All right. All right.
Let's do it together. Biyachad.
Biyachad.
You go.
Shiru
Ladonai shir chadash, shiru Ladonai kol haaretz, shiru Ladonai bachu shemo, basru miyom le'om yeshuato, safru vagoyim kevodo bechol ha'amim niflotav, ki gadol Adonai, Al meod no Al kol Elohim yai lai lai ki kol Elohe ha'amim elelim la Adonai shamayim masa od vehadar lefanav ozve Beret memiktu asho. Here come the nine eyes, na na nine, na na nine. It's not even Hebrew, just
come on, we need some spirit. Come on.
Nine,
Can't just sit there.
nine, nine,
Well, you can, but that's not the spirit.
Nine, 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 nine.
There you go.
Nine, 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 nine. Nine, 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 nine. Nine, 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 nine.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Page 138, Lachadodi, ay. Page 138, we'll do verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. Ay, Lechadodi, ay, Likrat Kala, ay, Pene Shabbat, ay, Nikabla, Shamor v'Zakor b'Dibor Echad, Hishmeyanu El Hameyukad, Adonai Echad U'Shemo
Echad L'Shemo Tiferet V'Letechila.
Everybody singing.
Ay, Lechadodi, ay, Likrat Kala. Ay, Kabla.
Likrat Shabbat Leku
V'nelcha ki mekor Abracha
Merosh Mikedem Nesucha
Sucha sof maaseh V'makshava techila. Ay, Shabbat.
Ay, 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 nikabla. Hitoreri, hitoreri.
Kiva orech.
Umiori. Uri, uri, shir daberi.
Kavod Adonai.
Allah nigla.
Please rise.
Ay, ay, ay,
We face the back and welcome in Shabbat.
Ay, 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 likrat kalam. Ay, 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 pene Shabbat. Ay, 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 nikabla. Boi v'shalom ateret bala. Yam besimcha uvetzola. Tokemune am segula. Boi chala, boi chala.
You may be seated.
Ay, 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 lecha dodi. Ay, 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 likrat kalam. Ay, 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 pene Shabbat. Ay, 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 nikabla. Ay, 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 lecha dodi. Ay, 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 likrat kalam. Ay, 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 pene Shabbat. Ay, 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 nikabla. Page 142, we sing Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malakei Yasharet. Malakei Elyon, mi melech hamlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malakei Yasharet. Malakei Elyon, mi melech hamlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ay, 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 Shalom Aleichem, Malakei Yasharet. Malakei Elyon, mi melech Malkei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boakem l'shalom, Malakei HaShalom, Malakei Elyon, mi melech HaMlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boakem l'shalom, Malakei HaShalom, Malakei Elyon, mi melech HaMlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boakem l'shalom, Malakei HaShalom, Malakei Elyon, mi melech Malkei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barkun l'shalom, Malakei HaShalom, Malakei Elyon, mi melech HaMlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barkun l'shalom, Malakei HaShalom, Malakei Elyon, mi melech HaMlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barkuni l'shalom, Malakei HaShalom, Malakei Elyon, mi melech Malkei HaMalakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seidkem l'shalom, Malakei HaShalom, Malakei Elyon, mi melech HaMlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seidkem l'shalom, Malakei HaShalom, Malakei Elyon, mi melech HaMlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seidkem l'shalom, Malakei HaShalom, Malakei Elyon, mi melech Malkei HaMalakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Page 144, the Kaddish. Yitkadav, Yitkadash, Shemei Rabbah. Yamadi Barakunu Tev Yamlik Malkutei. Bekayechon, Yomechon, Uvkayedeko Beit Yisrael. Bagala, Bagala, Uvi
Vimaru.
Amen. Yesh
Yeshmei Rabba Mevorach Leholam Olam Me'omaya
Yitbarach.
Yitbarak Vishtabak Yitbahar Vithromam Yitnaseh Vitatar Vitale Vitalal Shemei Dekudesha
Rechu.
Le'ela Min Kol Bechata V'Shirata
Tush bechata v'nechemata.
Damiran Yama Veimaru. Amen.
We rise for the Baruch Hu, page 146.
La 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 ya la 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 la. Bareku et Adonai Ahamevorach. Bareku et Adonai Ahamevorach. Baruch Adonai Hamevorach Leolam Vaed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Vaed. Ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 la.
Please be seated.
Ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Okay, we'll continue on page 150. Beautiful melody, Ahavat Olam.
It is quite beautiful.
Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amkavta, Amkavta. Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadta, otanu limadta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shakbeinu, Kumenu nasiyak bechukecha, v'nismak b'divrei toratecha, v'mitzvotecha leolam vahed. Ihem chayenu, v'yorek yameinu, uvahem negeh, Yomam balayla v'ahavatcha al tasir mimenu li'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael.
We rise for the Shema, page 152. We take just a moment to collect ourselves, our breath. We breathe in Shabbat.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod, Malkuto le'olam vaed.
We are seated, we say together on page 155 in the English, love your God with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work, whether you are tired or you are rested. Let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them in the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them at the doorway of your house or outside your gate. They're reminders to do all my mitzvot so that you can be holy for God. I am Adonai, your God. I led you out of Egypt to become your God. I am Adonai, your God. Micha mocha, our prayer for freedom.
Page 158.
Coming off of Memorial Day, this is a well-needed tefillah.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef ele, nora tehilot osef ele. Malkutecha ra'uvanecha, pokea yam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, Ze'elianu ve'amru, Ze'elianu ve'amru, Adonai Meloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai Meloch le'olam va'ed, Michamocha ba'elim Adonai, Michamocha nedar b'kodesh, Nora tehilot osef ele, Nora tehilot osef ele.
Tonight we read in the English the bottom of page 162. It's completely out of our ballpark, out of the thing that we normally do, which is why we're going to do it. I like that. We say together, those who keep Shabbat by calling it a delight will rejoice in your realm. The people that hallow Shabbat will delight in your goodness, for being pleased with the seventh day, you hallowed it as the most precious of days, drawing our attention to the work of creation. Page 166, we rise for the Amidah and we face our beautiful ark.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rakel Elohei Leah Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor Ba'anora El Elyon Gomel Katsadim Tovim V'Konei HaKol V'Zoker Kazdei Avot V'Imot U'Mevi Geula Livnei V'Neihem Lema'an Shemo V'Ahava Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham V'Ezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mekayem Metim Atah Rav Lehoshia Morid Hatal Mekakel Kayim Bekesed Mekayem Metim Berakamim Rabim Zomek Noflim Berofek Olim Umatir Atzurim Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Hafad Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot Umidom Elad Melech Memit Umechaye Umatzmiach Yeshua B'ne'eman Atal HaKayot Metim Baruch atah Adonai Mekaye Ametim.
You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the Holy God. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh.
Please be seated. Shalom Rav can be found on page 178.
Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech Adon, lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech Adon, lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. V'tov be'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'kol eit u'b'kol sha'ah b'shlomecha. Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
Before we move on, I just want to say a happy and wonderful and beautiful couple that sits in the back who I just adore completely. Marvin and Bonnie, happy anniversary. We are excited for you. What is this? Year number 3, 4? Yeah. And you're celebrating what? This is how old are you? What are you, 22 years old? We love you. We also just want to say happy birthday, Sheila. And happy birthday to Elizabeth Burke, to Pamela Gordon, Alan Spritz, Julia Buckley, Myrna Price, Parker Yeagman, Susan Parrots, and Bernie Schinder. We wish everyone a wonderful, happy birthday. All of them are turning the ripe age, I think, of 24, actually, which is the collective age of our congregation here tonight, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. All right. We turn now to our Misha Berach, because we are thinking of those in need of not only of just healing, but I also just want to reflect and think about the people who suffer but not out loud, that around our nation in the wonderful, beautiful United States, there are many people who are not so vocal about the things that they suffer with, especially we never really know what's going on. We never really know what people are dealing with, and when they are sick, or if they're dealing with a long-term illness or sickness, which is quite difficult. And we think and remember tonight of those, a time that maybe we were sick and we didn't want to share with people, or we know someone who's going through a tough time, maybe spiritually, maybe with their mental health, maybe their spiritual health, maybe they are in, as they say, a deep dark place, and they're trying to find the light and climb out. We're thinking of those tonight. We turn to page 371. There are names, also, as is the tradition, that we say aloud that are in those in need of healing. Please feel free to do so. We'll start We're going to start on the left tonight. We're going to move on the left. We're going to go left to right. Yes. Yes. Sharon? No. And we're going to go, Sandy? Okay, we'll start in the beginning, the front. Okay. Yes, sir. Okay. Are we missing any blood anywhere?
Yep, I want to say a prayer for Perry Plant.
Okay.
And Dennis Prager and Paula's son, Harry Stone. Okay? All right. We're on page 371, everybody, in the middle of the page.
Misheberach Avoteinu Mikor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misheberach Imotenu Mikor HaBracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
In honor of Memorial Day, which just occurred, we turn now to page 376, and we say at the bottom, a prayer for our country. O guardian of life and liberty, may our nation always merit your protection. Teach us to give thanks for what we have by sharing it with those who are in need. Keep our eyes open to the wonders of creation and alert to the care of the earth. May we never be lazy in the work of peace. May we honor those who have died in defense of our ideals. Grant our leaders wisdom and forbearance. May they govern with justice and compassion. Help us all to appreciate one another and to respect the many ways that we may serve you. May our homes be safe from affliction and strife, and may our country be sound in body of spirit. Amen. Avinu Shebashamayim, our prayer for the state of Israel, page 377.
Avinu, Avinu, Shebashamayim, Tzur Yisrael begoalo. Avinu, Avinu, Shebashamayim, Tzur Yisrael begoalo. Barek, Barek, en Medinat Yisrael, Reshit Smikat Giolatenu, Hagen Aleha Bevrat Chazdecha, Ufros Aleha Sukat Shlomecha. Avinu, Avinu, Shebashamayim, Tzur Yisrael begoalo. Avinu, Avinu, Shebashamayim, Tzur Yisrael begoalo. Ushalach Orcha V'amitka L'rashea Sareya v'yotzeam, v'yotzeam, v'taknem beitza tova milfanecha, v'taknem beitza tova milfanecha. Avinu, Avinu, Shebashamayim, Zor Yisrael Megoalo. Avinu, Avinu, Shebashamayim, Zor Yisrael Megoalo. Benatata Shalom, Shalom Ba'aretz, V'simchat olam liyoshveya. Avinu, Avinu, Shebashamayim, Zor Yisrael Begoalo. Avinu, Avinu, Shebashamayim, Zor Yisrael Begoalo. V'nomar, v'nomar, Amen.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. As you know, I do love my Yeti cups. I have many of them. I think nine or 10 and different. I know it's never too many. But this one is very, very special. I received it recently this week. And it is special because it says Abba on it. And this was, because I am now an Abba. And that is a very special gift. And so I also have one that says Mr. Rabbi on it. So all of the titles, all the hats I wear, there's a Yeti for each one of them, which is so fun. So we have coming up, our parsha this week is Bamidbar, which we introduce a brand new book translated in the desert. We also follow that up with the holiday of Shavuot. But in Parsha Bamidbar, as we start a new book of Torah, we are told that God has commanded Moses and Aaron to a tribe by tribe consensus. Now that the children of Israel have found themselves in the wilderness, Rashi comments that because of God's love for the Jewish people, he counted them frequently. Similarly, the medieval commentator Rambam offers 3 reasons that God wanted them counted. Each member of the nation had a right to benefit from the personal attention of Moses and Aaron, and the census was a great opportunity for every Jew who came before the father of the prophet and his brother, the Holy One of God, to tell them of his name and to be counted as an individual of personal worth, which I find quite beautiful. Then in the Bible we find that the reason for this counting is so that everyone uniquely is to be identified as their own person, as themselves, which is a beautiful thing. But I was talking to a buddy of mine today, a rabbi, and I was asking him about this idea of counting in Judaism. I have a friend, Marlene here, who loves to count. Every single Saturday, I am presented with a rough estimate of how many people attended Friday night services. I don't know how she does it. I think she has a clicker somewhere. maybe just I don't know how she does it, but she always knows. But there's always a number, which I always find quite interesting. Listen, and I'll get to that in a moment. But it's interesting, this idea of counting how many of us are, because I was talking to my conservative rabbi friend, and he told me that in halacha, in Jewish law, we are forbidden, actually, to count the number of Jews. I said, you mean like the Pew study? Like we're not allowed to do that? He goes, no. Technically, no. We are not allowed to count, necessarily. And the reason being was actually the complete opposite. It's because no one wants to be just a number, which I find quite lovely. I think it's a really great justification. And so we have two different ideas here. On one hand, each person is counted in a way to say, you are you and you are not the person next to you. However, at the end total, we end up with just this number, and no one wants to be just a number. Which is why in the Torah we come across so many names, and we are given, by the way, so many different numbers all the time. The Torah loves to count and tell us that X many people were here and X many people died and this amount of people. It loves to give us lots and lots of numbers. I mean, let's face it, as Jewish people, we are number people, okay? The amount of accountants I know and the amount of Jewish people I know in accounting is like way too high. But we are a number people, but we are also not a number people. And I've been thinking about this a lot, because when we move into this Shavuot thing, I have a story kind of like which bridges this two aspects. So in Macon, Georgia, where, as you know, Judaism is thriving. That is sarcasm. No, it just, in Macon, Georgia, we were very lucky if we had 15, 20 people show up for Shabbat services. And for the holidays, we were lucky if I remember saying my first year, I said, we're going to get 200, 300? And they looked at me like I was crazy. And they said, 80, 90. And I said, oh, okay. Now here's the deal with that. I have to say that as a rabbi, at first I found difficulty with it. I think in rabbinical school, I thought to myself that I would be standing in front of the largest synagogue ever to be, giving my prolific statement on X, Y, and Z, and the Torah, yada, yada, yada. And there I was in Macon, in front of maybe 10 or 15 people. And that's when I had the hard realization, but also the best, most important thing that I ever came up with. I decided right there and then that the rabbi I was going to be and what I was going to teach and what I was going to do would not be because of how many people were or weren't there. That I wasn't going to come up with a better something or something that wasn't good because there wasn't going to be enough people. That every single week, even if there was 5 people, I was still committed to preparing my sermon, to being proud, to singing prayers, and not being sad that there weren't enough people. Which goes back to this idea of a census. And it was right there also this concept of Torah, that I was going to bring my Torah, what I had learned, to whoever was there, and it did not matter how many people were going to be there. On Shavuot, we receive Torah. This is a holiday that we have arrived to, where the Jewish people stand at the bottom of Mount Sinai and look in awe as God comes down in such a way, there's thunder, there's lightning, we get Torah, we appear God, and all of these things are so magical and wonderful that we celebrate it every single year. It's beautiful and it's amazing. Torah is one of the things that I identify most as a rabbi, and I know that sounds like a silly thing to say, but which is really to say that as a Jewish people, we all get to receive this wonderful Torah. Which is to say that I think my meaning here today is that as Jews, we practice Torah and we practice Judaism not because of how many people are around us in the room. Even if there's nobody around us, even if we are alone, I think the idea is that we still abide by Torah. That the amount of people that surrounds us or watches us or we perceive, just because the room is not full, just because we don't live in a house of people, does not mean that we leave Torah behind. That Torah comes with us whether there is one person or 100 people. And so I just want to say thank you for being a part of our congregation. Thank you for being one of the many. Thank you for receiving and for being part of those who count and are counted by Marlene. But thank you for bringing Torah with you. Thank you for being one of those Jews who brings and is an exemplar of what we do as Jews. Whether there's someone around or 100 people or 3,000 people, that you still remain the same no matter what. Shabbat Shalom. I just want to say Chag Sameach, and to please join us as we conduct services, and we will lead a wonderful service. We're going to take out the Torah for Shavuot, and to come and please join Manny and I for services, and that's it.
On Monday morning.
Monday morning, bright and early. No, I'm just kidding. We start at 10 o'clock.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is bright and early for some people. Not me anymore. Okay. We turn now to the Aleinu, page 586. We rise and we open our ark.
Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הרצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגר עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו echad.
I ask you to please be seated as we turn now to our mourner's Kaddish. We ask that you rise as a loved one is mentioned, so that we as a congregation can be observant of you and know that you are remembering a loved one this evening. Tonight, we remember Susanna Tanner and Mona Levine. We add to that the 6 million who perished in the Holocaust, and those that are murdered in Israel on October 7th and since. The soldiers and all those innocent. We add to that list Arthur Baum, Stanley Beckerman, Emil Bendo, Ernest Berger, Todd Berman, Carol Bleicher, Faye Bernstein, Louis Cohen, Robert Cooper, Betty Dolch, Carol Ecker-Arnold, Charles Frank, Gordon Friedman, David Gantman, Charles Gerd, Annie Golub, Stuart Goner, Bella Granberg, Ethel Jacobs, Sung Young, Irving Katz, Jolanne Klein, Gail Krasnow, David Lebow, Jeanette Levine, Hannah Levitt, David Luderman, Julia Miller, Samuel Miller, Lawrence Nathan, Samuel Nevins, Mildred Pfeiffer, Louis Rice, Yetta Rice, George Robin, Jacob Rosoff, Samuel Ross, Ralph Sherman, William Silber, Fanny Solomon, and Marcella Witriol. We add to that list. I received a special list tonight, those that are members of the Gruscott family. We remember Eliezer Avraham, Yaakov Gruscott, Yisrael Gruscott, Yosef Gruscott, Yuta Gruscott, Gittel Tova, Miriam Gruscott, Sarah Rivka Gruscott, Abraham Eliezer, Yosef Gruscott, Miriam Gruscott, and Sarah Gruscott. We rise in support of those in our community. Oh, sorry, yes, I forgot. Yes, Rudy, please, sir. See, what? You got it. Are there others that would like to say a name that are thinking of those that are no longer here this evening? Yes. Are we missing anybody? Manny?
No.
Okay. We say the Mourner's Kaddish together. Page 598. Yitkadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah ve'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chay d'chol Beit Yisrael v'agala v'zman kariv v'yimru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'mei almaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnasei Vitadar, vitale, vitalau, shemed kudesha berechu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush bechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shalma rabba min shemaya, v'chaim alenu ve'el kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Osei shalom b'imramav, huya asei shalom, alenu ve'el kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Zichronam livracha, may all of their memories be for a blessing. You may be seated. Announcements.
All right. I think he's the first man to do it in many years.
I am Buddy Feldman. I'm a new member of the Board of Directors. So we're starting where some of the Board of Directors do the announcements. So tomorrow at 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. is a summer social general open house. Will be food from our caterer, music from Richie Shapiro, family-friendly activities, tours of our building, and of our preschool, all free and open to the entire community. Bring friends. No Torah study or service on Zoom. Monday, 10 a.m., Yitzker here at the temple. The office will be closed for Shavuot. Wednesday, 6 p.m., Cantor Manny's class on Zoom. Thursday, 10:30 a.m., Rabbi is available if you would like to join him for Minyan, call to request. Next Friday, 7 p.m., Shabbat Service here and online as usual. Saturday, June 28th, 7 p.m., it's our last songs in the chapel for this season with Grammy-nominated songwriter Elston Torres, along with international peace troubadour Cecilia St. King. and our own TED songwriter, Jeff Jacob, for an evening that will feature songs and stories about love, faith, and protest. Read Trending for links to our donations page and articles written by our clergy, president, and directors on our website. Also, birthdays and anniversaries, all like you used to see in Connections. Also, add TBE to your phone contacts to be sure to receive our text messages. Kiddush and Hamotzi will be in the rotunda. Please take a little wine and a piece of challah and join the Rabbi and the Cantor for the blessings, then join us in the chapel for the onik. The gift shop is open tonight. Copies of When Rudy Met Ruthie, the memoir by our own temple member, Rudy Schwartz, are available. Shabbat Shalom.
Beautiful.
Shabbat Shalom. Very well done. Buddy. Thank you.
You're hired.
Whew. I think we should keep them, folks. Are we going to?
Yeah.
Let's get
All right, buddy.
I always forget. Buddy's from Maryland. And then
We forgive him.
It's so funny. So my uncle is they born and raised. All my cousins are from Maryland, and believe it or not, there is a Baltimore accent.
Brent's from Baltimore.
Mundy,
Brent, our buddy Brent.
Baltimore.
Baltimore.
There's what? There's no T. Baltimore.
Walmart.
I can't do the Baltimore accent. Oh, okay. If you want to know more about the different various accents and linguistics of Baltimore, please seek out our board member, Buddy. And for now, let's do it. Thank you for being with us. Like I said, I'm so thankful for every single person here. I am thankful every single day of my life that I am the rabbi of this congregation. It is such a blessing, and they always said, find something you love to do and you'll never work a day in your life. I don't know that that's necessarily true, but I love being here and I love you guys, and this is such a wonderful, beautiful community to be a part of, and I'm so honored to be its rabbi and to stand next to this wonderful guy over here, Manny, and even Richie too sometimes, All right, let's do it.
All right. 3 words. Eveinu Shalom Aleichem. We bring peace to you. Let's all sing and go out and have some kiddush. Eveinu Shalom Aleichem. Eveinu Shalom Aleichem. Eveinu Shalom Aleichem. What was wrong with you, Rudy? What was wrong with you? Wow. Lung? Whoa. Whoa, you all right now? Thank God. You're tough.